Fox senior political analyst Brit Hume joins us tonight. Brit, I don't want to be hysterical or read too much into this, but it does seem like we've moved, and you have more perspective than I, to a place where there's no possibility of compromise, where one side sees the other really as something that must be destroyed.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, Tucker. Consider this. When Maxine Waters next rises on the House floor, she will be recognized by the presiding officer as the gentle lady from California. Now, there may not be that many people right now who think she's either gentle or a lady, but that is the custom of the House. Members address each other as ladies and gentlemen. In the Senate, members are discouraged from ever addressing each other directly on the Senate floor. They are to speak to the presiding officer, calling him Mr. President. If they want to mention a fellow member, they will often refer to him as something like, "I disagree with the distinguished senator from wherever." There's a reason for these customs, and they are this: that political debates can become heated, they become quickly personal, and they can devolve into the kind of brutal and bitter name-calling that we've seen lately, in which the most extraordinarily harsh things are said about one another, and that in turn can lead to violence. Consider this. In 1856, as most people who've studied American history know, a senator from Massachusetts named Charles Sumner was nearly to death on the Senate floor by a Southern member from South Carolina who disagreed with him on the issue that divided us so deeply then, and that, of course, was slavery. We are seeing and hearing some of the same kinds of harsh rhetoric today that we heard in that era, and it is dangerous. It is dangerous, as Steve Scalise can tell you. Certainly Charles Sumner's relatives can tell you that as well. This is the reason why these institutions recognize that this kind of talk and behavior has consequences, and they can be quite severe.
Wouldn't it be helpful if the adults on the left stood up and said that? Look, you don't have to like Trump, and we disagree with him on the issues. I get it. But you can't call people Nazis anymore. Maybe the people at the other channels should say, you can't call people Nazis on our air. Like, you can't. That's too far. Why is nobody saying anything like that on the left?
Well, let me suggest something here, Tucker. The president certainly deserves his share of the responsibility for this, because he has tossed about the harshest kind of language toward his critics. It seems that no slight is too small for him not to have a nuclear reaction over, and he says the strongest things. But there's a cycle here. The president will say or tweet something that is characteristically not terribly precise and very often exaggerated. His critics will respond to it by taking the worst possible, most extreme interpretation of what he has said, and they will react to it accordingly. And the spiral then begins. And pretty soon, you know, you're hearing him accused. I mean, consider this over the weekend, Tucker. The president mused about how we shouldn't have to go through a laborious and time-consuming legal process to keep illegal border crossers from getting into this country. And he was immediately accused of being authoritarian and of trying to eliminate people's due process. Well, and the fact of the matter is that what he described is precisely the way that many countries deal with illegal border crossers, and the way some of them are dealt with by this country now. But that was lost on countless critics. I mean, the Washington Post, in a front-page news story, described that as an attack on the judicial system. This is where we go with this, and it is. And once you start this sort of stuff, this sort of exaggerated reaction, it spirals and can spiral out of control, which is what I think you are worried about, and what I know I certainly am worried about. We need in America, as we argue with each other, to keep a civil tongue.
I agree with that. It's getting too confronting people in public. It's too much.
Unbelievable.
Brett, thank you. Great to see you.
Thank you.